Hi guys, today we're going to react to Why Don't You Get a Job by The Offspring. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Mice and Men. Thank you, Mice and Men, for this request. We appreciate all your support.
Thank you, Mice and Men. I was just saying to Asaf that this song could only be a request from Mice and Men because I don't think anybody else would have requested this song. But yeah, we know it and love it. So thank you very much for another awesome request.
My friend's got a girlfriend and he hates that bitch. He tells me every day. He says, man, I really gotta lose my chick in the worst kind of way. She sits on her ass, he works his hands to the bone to give her money every payday. But she wants more dinero just to stay.
One of the things I love about The Offspring that I remember that they always told like comedic stories within their music videos. It both reminds me of Spike Lee movies, like Do the Right Thing type of feel from their music videos, and something that is faster paced, like an SNL skit or something like that. Looking at it now, in hindsight, it takes me back to that time when I was a teenager. Dexter Holland's voice, he has that hoarseness that is very particular to him. It doesn't matter where in the world you'll be, there'll be an Offspring song, you'll know it's him, you'll know it's The Offspring. It's just a nice walk down memory lane with this. I love it.
I was a big Offspring fan when they released Smash, which is an earlier album. They were very much sort of more hardcore back then, and I think it's one of the maybe top 50, maybe even top 20 albums of all time. I really like that first one. But they did soften later and became a little bit more mainstream, and this is sort of the album this song comes from. It's called Americana. It's a little bit more mainstream, even though it's very much sort of a concept album that is talking about all the failings of America. It's kind of a criticism of life and culture in the US. You were referring to the way this music video is directed, so I'll give you a piece of information that I'm pretty sure you didn't know, but this was directed by McG, who directed Charlie's Angels and We Are Marshall and films like that. So he's been around. So yeah, he directed a lot of music videos back then, which is pretty cool. A lot of them were from that same style that was somewhere along the lines of sort of hard rock, rap, sort of ska, bands like Sugar Ray and Smash Mouth, bands like that. This was along the same theme. Offspring, you can recognize their songs anywhere. It doesn't matter if you know it or not, you know it's them, and this is no different. They do put sort of a comedic spin on a serious topic, because I think this is very much a criticism of a certain culture in the US and maybe worldwide even. They do put a funny spin on the way the presentation goes. This is really cool.
Gotta say, I won't pay, I won't pay ya, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? I guess all this money, well, it isn't enough to keep a bill collectors at bay. I guess all this money, well, it isn't enough, 'cause that girl's got expensive taste. I won't pay, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job?
It bears mentioning that this song, I don't know if to say borrows or based on, but it's a Beatles song, Obladi Oblada, that it uses that kind of tone, and there's some elements of Simon and Garfunkel, Cecilia, there's elements of that in this. So I think they did this, I'm not sure if it was on purpose to kind of borrow, but they wanted to get that kind of feel, and it works. It gives this like an upbeat, kind of happy sound, but the subject matter is a little bit sort of off that.
I love when there's dissonance between subject matter and in general feel from a music video, especially when the subject matter is kind of heavy, kind of serious. The song voices discontent with everything that has to do with dating deadbeats. It's maybe like a lesson for relationships. When you're in a relationship, you're in, like Chris Rock used to say, you're in the service business. You have to carry your own weight in order to create something together. And the song, I think, protests for that, or criticizes the disparity of responsibility between romantic partners. It's a thing. It exists even nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's even more broadly just looking at people using people. I think the song itself is like a call for action saying, stand up for yourself. This is how your partner is going to be. Just end it. Move on. You deserve better. You know, you work hard. They shouldn't use you. I think so far in the music video, you have a guy that looks a bit nerdy when he's the one working and his girlfriend is like super hot and she's just using him for his money and even belittling him. And he just basically decides, that's it, I've had enough. I like that. It's pretty cool. I think there's an underlying criticism towards that sort of culture in the US. Whether it's male or female, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you're using your partner to just mooch off of them, just be lazy, do nothing, and let them do all the work, that's just not the right way. And that's kind of what the song is about.
Yeah, it's like a parasitic relationship. It's like an epidemic. When people do that, you need to first be aware that they're doing that, because sometimes you're smitten, you're so in love, you don't see it that way. You see it in a distorted light. So this song comes to level the playing field. It comes to let you know it's wrong. Leave.
Yeah. Wake up.
Why don't you get a job? Well, I guess it ain't easy doing nothing at all. Oh, yeah. But hey, man, free ride system come along every day. Let me tell you about my other friend now. My friend's got a boyfriend and she hates that dick. She tells me every day he wants more dinero just to stay at home. Well, my friend, you gotta say,
I forgot about the part where he pours mustard all over him. They show how the other side lives. They're fair to both sexes here. Nobody's exempt from being judged on this behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that line, you know, say no way, say no way. Just get up, say enough is enough. I don't know if it's why don't you get a job. For me, it would be more like why don't you get the out. But yeah, something like that. The song sounds very cool. It's really easy to go along with, you know, just to kind of enjoy the ride. Shown in a comedic way. It's funny, but I'm sure that if you were in a situation like the song describes, it would be a bit more serious.
gotta say, I won't pay ya, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? I won't give you no money, I always pay. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job? Say no way, yeah, no way. Nah, nah, why don't you get a job?
I love that cameo with the guy from the other music video, Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Same outfit, same everything. Don't change clothes. We got a new music video to shoot. We need you in your car.
I think that was just to kind of introduce either the next one or the previous one. They're just
Oh
trying to
yeah,
kind of-
I don't remember which one came first. Yeah, it's really connected to those times. I forgot about the section in the music video where she takes off her clothes and she's like a stripper or a go-go girl or something like that. It really brings up those memories.
I didn't see stripper or go-go girl. I just saw something that looked a lot like Gwen Stefani back then. You know, that outfit. The one thing that I was thinking was, yeah, when I'm cleaning around the house and whatever, I always wear something like that underneath, just in case.
Yes, do I, of course. Who doesn't?
I don't know. But yeah, I think we've said everything we have to say as far as the subject matter. The whole Americana album was meant to be some kind of, I guess, their way of putting some sort of a critique on American culture in general and specifically within certain songs. Very cool, very funny. I've always loved The Offspring. This is a cool reminder of that. Definitely not a song I thought we would be covering on the show.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think
it's cool that we are, and I wouldn't mind doing more because they're just such a cool band with a very cool sound, and it just kind kind of throws you back to the 90s. This song is like late 90s, 98. It still throws you back to that era for me more than it does the early 2000s or the 2000s in general, because I equate The Offspring in my mind to the 90s.
Yeah, I think they're infused with the height of my own puberty. I was 17 or 18 back when the song came out, and I've known them throughout those delicate years of my teenhood. It's beautiful.
I prefer Offspring when they were kind of more hardcore and heavier and serious, but I do enjoy their lighter side as well. This is fun, and Pretty Fly for a White Guy, that whole Americana album and some other songs from albums of sort of around that time, just cool music. I love going back. That's the advantage that we get with Mice and Men requests, because she always takes us back to those times and before, and even though our audience don't always take a liking to those, we have fun with it. Thank you, Mice and Men, for another awesome request, basically taking us into the time machine back to the late 90s to check out this song. Thank you so much for all your support. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Mice and Men, for requesting this song. We enjoyed going back to the 90s very much. More like this will be much appreciated, and thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a song in mind you'd like us to react to, please make your request through Buy Me a Coffee. The link is at the top of the description below. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much for all the support you're throwing our way, guys. We appreciate you so much. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode, and we hope to see you all then. Thanks again, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.